Video Production Sports proudly presents Mountain East Conference basketball featuring the Yellow Jackets of West Virginia State University today inside the beautiful Walker Convocation Center here on the campus of West Virginia State University in Institute. It is where West Virginia State will play host to the Senators of Davis and Elkins. Greetings from Institute, along with our great video productions crew and two-time NAIA National Coach of the Year, Bob Bolin. I'm Mark Martin, delighted to have you with us. D&E coming in at 2-3, West Virginia State at 4-1. Bob, I was not here for the shootout between Glenville and West Virginia State, in which Glenville won in the season opener 117-114. Since then, Brian Poor's basketball team hasn't lost.
Well, they've been playing great basketball. That first game was such an up-and-down battle and different looking. I mean, both teams were pressing full court, and it came right down to the final shot of the game, and Glenville was able to prevail. But since that time, as you said, West Virginia State's been playing tremendous. They've been sharing the basketball. Pittman's been doing it on both ends of the court, and Abram is just a treat to watch. So West Virginia State's really been playing well.
Well, let me say it's great to be with you and doing basketball because it's been a while with all the world's endured with COVID-19. But, boy, what a job those folks in the Mountain East Conference and certainly here at West Virginia State University have been doing to make sure these student athletes get a chance to play the game they love.
Oh, it's amazing, isn't it, Mark? I mean, you come here and the athletic director's running a machine on the floor with the COVID spray between the games. People need to know we get COVID tested before every game. We come here. It's an amazing job that they do in order to give these student athletes a chance to have some type of season this year that doesn't count against them.
Well, State again coming in 4-1. This D&E program 2-3 under second-year head coach Daniel Mondragon, and they've got a Beckley guy leading the way in Braylon Walton, 6'5", 240-pound junior, averaging 17.2 points per game, 11.4 rebounds. He's really been a force for this Senator team.
Oh, Braylon Walton's been hard to handle under the basket. He's been able to score. He's really developed his game, had a year of prep school after high school, and he's a force to be reckoned with.
And when you talk about West Virginia State, a lot of weapons, and certainly you have to begin with number 00, Glenn Abram.
He can score from anywhere. I mean, he had 17 points the first 8 minutes of a game here recently, and he shoots the three, and the thing about him, he can get the three off the bounce. I mean, he can be closely guarded, kind of like Curry. He gets a defender going to the left and does a quick crossover, and he's able to get that three off, and he shoots it with tremendous accuracy.
And, of course, when you talk about State, you can't forget about Anthony Pittman, a young man from right here in the Kanawha Valley, played at Capitol High School in Charleston, just a great athlete, reigning Mountain East Conference Player of the Week. Talk about his talents on the court.
They're everywhere. He plays the point. He plays the point guard and leads the conference with 12.4 rebounds per game. Now figure that. Now that's versatility. I mean, he blocks shots. He gets assists. He goes to the basket. He makes the players around him better. He does it all for West Virginia State.
Coming in, averaging 16 points a game. And, well, they have not one, not two, not three, but four double-figure scorers. Jeremiah Moore averages 18.4 a game, and Augustus Stone averages 15.8 a game. State's coming in averaging 93 points a game. D&E 80.8 a game. What kind of game are you expecting here today between the Senators and the Yellow Jackets?
Well, West Virginia State's going to press after every basket. It's going to be a run and jump man-to-man press. They want to speed D&E up. West Virginia State's bench goes deeper. And for Davis and Elkins, they want to slow State down and limit possessions. Their five starters are averaging close to 30 minutes per game. So obviously, they want the game to have less possessions than West Virginia State wants the game to have.
Well, you mentioned Glenville defeated State in that opener. Glenville hasn't lost. That shows you what kind of team they have and what a game that was that night. State recovered, defeated Concord. They've beaten Notre Dame. They've beaten Alderson Broaddus in a tight game, and then knocked off West Virginia Wesleyan. Meanwhile, for Davis and Elkins, they opened with a win over Frostburg. They lost to Fairmont State. They lost to Glenville, but that was a tight one, 90-85. Then they got a victory over Concord, and then another tight game with a very good UC team. So this Davis and Elkins team, I think they've got something going there, and it's nice to see Davis and Elkins back among these schools like West Virginia State playing basketball.
Well, think about this, Mark. Now, you correct me if I'm wrong. I know I looked over these. I didn't study them as much as you, but D&E beat Concord, and Concord beat West Liberty.
Yep.
So this is a conference that every game is up for grabs. Every game, the styles could be different. I'll be honest, I haven't watched a D2 or NAIA game since the last game I coached at that level in 2012. Now every night I'm turning the Mountain East channel on, and I'm watching all the games when we're not doing one. And then I go back and look at the stats from every game, so I've turned into a huge D2 fan again.
It's a great league, and we've got a great game in store for you here this afternoon. It's Davis and Elkins, and West Virginia State will come back and bring you the tip-off in just a moment. You're watching live streaming coverage of West Virginia State University basketball and the Mountain East Conference on Video Productions.
You have dreams.
A better life, a better job, a better you.
So where do you start to build the skills necessary to get there? At West Virginia State, you are not just a number, you are who you choose to be.
You receive personal attention from award-winning faculty.
You study in nationally recognized programs.
You learn the skills that will get you the job you know you can have. No matter where you want to go
or what you want to do,
it starts at State.
The Honda Passport is full of possibilities. And with plenty of cargo space and underfloor storage, you can fill it with gear too. Pack your weekend with adventure in the Honda Passport.
With all that's going on, Mullen Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling wants to remind our neighbors we're here for you. We're taking extra precautions to protect you and our employees. Right now, we're offering 6-month no-interest financing to help you stay comfortable throughout this crisis. Our superior indoor air filtration options will keep viruses, bacteria, and allergens down, increasing indoor air quality, comfort, and safety. Call us today and see how we can help you. Mullen, we're comfortable when you are.
The Honda CR-V EX is loaded with premium features that you don't have to pay a premium for. Like a turbocharged engine for great performance and fuel efficiency. With advanced features like a blind spot information system. Plus, Apple CarPlay integration for your iPhone. And the best part is, in the CR-V, premium is standard. Contact your Honda dealer to learn more or shop online.
Coach Bob Huggins here at your local Little General store. As I travel this great state, it's nice to know that almost anywhere I go, there's a local Little General nearby. So the next time you're on the road, look for the Little General sign and tell them Huggins.
Alan McVeigh introducing the starters for this game here this afternoon. For State, it will be Glenn Abram, Anthony Pittman, Jihad Shockley, Trayon Watkins, and Stefan Sherrod. For Davis and Elkins, their starters will be Jossie Powell, Sam Roll, Kyle Leslie, Breland Walton, and Marcus Fleming. And while we have a moment, Bob, let's talk about this coaching staff at West Virginia State University. Is there you see those starters for State again. It's Abram, Watkins, Pittman, Sherrod, and Shockley. Brian Poor, 22nd season guiding the program here at State, and had to do it for a long time in old Fleming Hall, which had a lot of character, but he's really deserving to have a chance to coach in an arena like this.
Yeah, he'll trade that character, Mark. I'll tell you, what a beautiful facility, and Brian Poor's doing a great job. He has this team contending for a title this year. They play a brand of basketball that people like to watch, and being in the business as I have for a long time, he's one of the good guys in the business, and it's great to see him have so much success.
He grew up right here in the area, Winfield product, So when you look at the South Division, which these two teams are a part of in the MEC, Glenville leads the way at 5-0, State at 4-1, UC at 3-2, Concord at 3-3, Davis and Elkins at 2-3, and Wesleyan at 0-5. And in the North Division, West Lib leading the way 4-1. Fairmont State is 3-1, AB 3-3, Notre Dame 1-3, Frostburg 1-3, and Wheeling 0-4. That Wheeling program coached by a Charleston native in Chris Richardson. So we're set to go here with basketball. Bob, great to be back with you. It seems like forever since we've done a basketball game together. We got cut short. We didn't get to spend time together last year at the boys state basketball tournament, so hopefully we're going to be doing basketball together into June.
Partner, that knocked us out of about 18 games together. I missed that.
We're going to have more than that this
back.
year.
Glad to be back.
With 4 classes this year. All right, we'll talk college basketball right now. Davis and Elkins with the basketball to get it going here. They wear the black uniforms and State in the home white. Out front, that's Jossie Powell. He's number 1. And then Kyle Leslie, he's a young man out of Australia. Bouncer down low. They work it and blocked from behind. And here comes State. And Glenn Abram, the ball in his hands. You know, he can let it fly. And there's Anthony Pittman, Bob. And you talked about what a great athlete he is. He's got that nice, long, lean frame, and he runs the point.
Yeah, they like that. Boy, they tried to set up a backdoor play off the gate out of a little box set. They looked for Pittman on the back door, did not get it.
Launching from the right-hand side and unable to get it to go was Sherrod.
And a lot of people think that should have been a turnover on Sherrod there, but he's allowed to retrieve that ball. And there he is, Mark. Go ahead.
Glenn Abram has the 3. Averages 24.6 a game. His season high 32, and driving in and scoring it is Marcus Fleming. And we're going to have a foul called.
And there's Abram. Step back to the left. He's got that shot perfected. Knocks the bottom out. On the other end, Fleming with a chance at the old-fashioned three-point play.
Fleming out of Detroit went to Wayne Community College. He was a first-team all-defensive team and a third-team performer in the All-Eastern Conference. Well, Pittman tried to save it, and they got it into the hands of Sam Roll, and Roll scores, and D&E with the early 4-3 lead.
Very athletic move by Roll, explosive to the basket. Box set again.
Watkins getting it to Shockley, and Shockley will jam it for State.
Shockley, good strong move from the left side of the court, finishing off the glass with the right hand.
Out of Columbus, Ohio, started his career at Bluffton before coming to State. Breland Walton, well, we talked about him before the game, misses there. Abram comes away with the basketball and speeds it across the timeline, and from way outside, shot would not go for Watkins, who hails from Columbus South High School.
Watkins has that kind of range.
Nice ball movement there by the Senators.
Yeah, West Virginia State, they looked at their scouting report, and Breland's averaging close to 17 a game. Has nice power move on the other end. So they're collapsing on him when he gets the ball in the paint. Now see if he can step outside. The big fella can.
Walton knocking down his 4th three-pointer of the season.
He said, I was triple teamed down low. Let me get behind this line, see how it goes.
You mentioned Daniel Mondragon in his 2nd season as D&E's head coach. 30th head coach in the history at D&E, a school that produced a guy by the name of Cam Henderson.
That's a pretty good one there.
And now you're going to have a travel here on D&E, so State will have the basketball back. 17:05 on the first half clock. Well, I called that women's game first, and then you go from the quarters to the halves here.
Yeah. I always thought the men would end up following suit and doing that, but I like tradition. Here's a little box set again. West Virginia State loves to start their sets out of that box.
Watkins trying to get it down to Shockley, and D&E takes it away, and then on the other end, Pittman gets the block.
He does it all. That's the point guard leading the team in blocks.
And Pittman averaging 16 a game, 12.6 rebounds, 2.8 assists, 2.6 blocks, 2 steals. All right.
And he carries the water bottle sometimes on timeouts.
Sherrod checking out of the game, and Montrell Horsey will come in for State. Well, it's going to be
Powell getting the easy one there.
Yeah, Jossie Powell connecting. Powell's out of Jacksonville, Florida. On the drive and scoring it is Watkins.
Well, I like watching Watkins' game, Mark. He can shoot it from the parking lot. It's got a nice little floater. Never seems to rush the game. Nice pass.
And there again, Shockley showing his force on the other end, but he is going to be called for the foul.
Leslie making a strong move to the basket, drawing the contact, and he'll get rewarded at the free throw line.
Out of Nara, Australia.
I played over there one time, Mark.
Did you really?
I was there for 6 weeks in a place called Cairns, but they spelled it Cairnes in North Queensland. And a local guy here, Keith Tyler, was on the team with me over there.
Well, that wasn't a bad teammate to have.
Hey, all I had to do was stand and shoot. He was so good, everybody tried to guard him, and nobody could.
Leslie, a 62.5% free throw shooter. He will knock down the second one. It's a 10-7 Senator lead here.
Yeah, Mark, as far as rebounds go, we have the 3 leading rebounders in the conference here. Pittman's number 1 for State, and Walton and Fleming are 2 and 3 for D&E. Uh-oh, watch out.
Glenn Abram wanting a little one-on-one, and boy, there's, you just fade away there and knock down those shots. That one wouldn't fall, but Pittman keeps it alive and gets it to Shockley, who has 4 to make it a 1-point game.
Shockley with the explosive finish, but Pittman always sees the floor. West Virginia State going to a little 2-3 zone here.
Roll on the move, up with a shot. Maybe altered there a little bit by Shockley, and then Walton is tied up with the basketball, and another look there at the nice pass by Pittman.
Nice little pass by Pittman for the slam. On the other end, State's doing a great job of collapsing on Walton. Walton trying to use the head fake, and the more athletic State players are blocking. He probably needs to look to kick that out and get a couple easy threes, and that'll get him off of him in the paint.
Abram out front.
Nice. Abram likes to go with that left-hand move on the step back.
Shockley underneath gets his miss, and then a battle for the ball, and
a held ball. I think it'll be D&E possession.
All right, we got a break in the action here. It's D&E 10 and State 9. West Virginia State University basketball in the Mountain East Conference on Video Productions.
Have dreams.
You have dreams.
You have dreams.
A better life, a better job, a better you.
So where do you start to build the skills necessary to get there?
For more than 125 years, West Virginia State University has been educating generations of students who have gone on to change the world.
At West Virginia State, you are not just a number, you are who you choose to be.
You receive personal attention from award-winning faculty.
You study in nationally recognized programs.
You learn the skills that will get you the job you know you can have. No matter where you want to go
or what you want to do,
it starts at State.
The Yellow Jackets huddled up here in the Walker Convocation Center. Well, what's your thoughts so far, Bob Boland?
Entertaining first 5 minutes.
Some athletes out there.
No, there are, and shocked by D&E's talent level. Right now the officials giving State a little more time than you would see in the years past because you don't meet at your bench anymore. Where everybody's sitting, you go away from your bench back in the corner, and the referee's giving State a little bit more time.
Well, we mentioned Daniel Mondragon in his second season. He was at the DME Sports Academy down in Florida. He went to Embry-Riddle in Daytona and played basketball and loves the game, and what a great opportunity for him. And State on the move. And Elias Abel will score it.
Now, you want to hit my knowledge on small college, Embry-Riddle? You ready?
Yeah.
NAIA school, good at basketball. Guess what they're known for?
I think aeronautics.
Oh, come on, Mark. I wanted to know something you didn't. Aviation degrees.
I like
yes,
it.
sir. Hey, I thought I'd get you on one today.
You got time. We got plenty of games together this year.
That one though, I thought I had that one. Well, you did the fancy term aeronautic degree. I just threw out aviation degree. They have a great flight school, well known all throughout the country.
All right, State in the lead after that Abel bucket, 11-10. Senators on the attack. Powell gets it into the hands of Fleming, and Fleming will score it. Fleming has 4 in the game.
Fundamental move. Showed the ball on the ball fake. Quick dribbling, but they can't stay in front of Pittman. Great recovery by Walton.
Fable Burden the third, number 13 in the game, and look out as Powell puts up a shot that wouldn't go. State looking to retake the lead here, but they turn it away and into the hands of the Senators, and running the floor is Roll, and he gets it into the hands of Walton, who will score it. Walton has 5 early points for D&E.
Big fella running the floor and finishing around the basket. Good job.
From way out, and that one off the mark.
If it's your first time tuning in this year and you're watching the game, you're thinking, what is Watkins doing? As we see Walton with a nice, strong finish. But Watkins can shoot it from that far. I mean, it's not a bad shot. And I've been in those situations as a coach where you give a guy a green light when he walks in the gym, and when he's missing, people are like, what's that guy doing? I know what Brian Poore is doing. Watkins has that kind of range.
All right, from the outside, speaking of some range, nice-looking shot there by the Australian Kyle Leslie.
Nice follow-through by Leslie, knocking down the J.
His 7th 3 of the season, and on the move, and shot wouldn't drop, but it's going to be contact. Whistled there as Watkins motored to the hoop.
You have to come out so far to play Watkins, and then his handle's just good enough. If you come out that far, it's just hard to stay in front of him.
First team foul on D&E. It was whistled against Fable Burden the third.
I don't know how Watkins ever misses a free throw. But look, you have to guard him from 30 feet. So he has the skills to get by and able to finish and draw the contact.
Knocks down the second. 17-12 game. Roll. Speeds it across the 10-second line, and shot will not go for Timu Tumunov. And State back with the basketball. Abram fades away, can't get it to go.
Again, West Virginia State switching to a 3-2 zone there. D&E missed the recognition. The cut through guy should have stopped in the middle of the lane. It was wide open. The passer thought he was stopping and therefore caused the turnover.
Wait, how about Timu Tumunov? I mean, that guy is a specimen at 6'5", 225 out of Finland.
Yeah.
There's Abram firing up the shot, and it wouldn't drop. D&E with a 5-point lead will have it.
And State right now 1 for 5 on 3-point attempts. Missed their last 5. So Abram hit that little step back the first 3 of the game. They may want to try to get something to Pittman inside to kind of get their offense going.
Roll. Tumanoff with it. Ball batted away, out of bounds. So you got a guy from Finland and a guy from Australia out on the floor right now for D&E.
Well, the Australian was wide open there, and he had just hit one from that spot. But West Virginia State did a good job of getting their hands on the ball.
Here's Fleming, and Fleming drove to the hoop, and he's going to be fouled. I believe they're going to get Abram for it.
Yeah.
It's going to be his second.
Yeah, reach in there. Abram didn't think he fouled him. You know what? 8 minutes, we haven't even noticed the referee, so you know they're doing a good job. And Brian Reed's a veteran official leading this crew. Good no-nonsense crew. They had a first good 8 minutes, Mark. We'll give them that.
Yeah, Chris Pinal and Travis Jex. You got a great story about Brian we'll get into later here as
nice
bucket
move.
is good by Tumanoff.
Nice move off the glass, strong finish. You called that when he walked in the gym, Mark. Looks like an intense young man on defense. I like him already.
State down 7, 19-12. Shot fired up and no good for the Jackets. Elias Abel.
Yeah, this is a possession right here. Let's see what Coach Ford does. And missing the threes. Right here, nice strong move, spin move, shot fake, step through, kiss off the glass. Back to State. They need something inside. They need something driving to the basket. Ball needs to touch the paint this possession. Let's see if it does.
Anthony Pittman into the hands of Sherrod, and good quickness there by Kyle Leslie knocking it away.
State was trying to post up Pittman. You know, when that three's not going in, you need to see the ball go in the basket. And they need something either off the dribble, something getting into the paint area.
Anthony Pittman, who was also an outstanding football player at Capital, misfires there. And Leslie running the floor and broke away from the defense. Could not get it to go, though.
I think that was goaltending. I thought the ball hit the backboard before the State defender deflected it.
Savion Marshall Hamilton, number 21, is in the game. And here's a three that is through for Abel, who has 5 to make it a 19-15 count.
Abel finally get one to go for the Yellow Jackets.
Leslie, he'll rifle a three. Spins around but wouldn't drop. Nice rebound by Marshall Hamilton. Here come the Yellow Jackets. They're getting it back into the hands of Watkins. He'll pull up inside the three-point line. Tumanoff with the rebound.
D&E going to slow it down here on this possession. State going back to a 3-2 zone. Boy, they're changing each possession.
Fleming thought about the shot, but then gets it to Sam Roll, the fourth, and Roll will score it. So Sam Roll, the fourth, has 4 in the game.
And he's number 4.
What if he wanted that number?
I guarantee it.
All right, down the floor.
Reverse.
Speaking of Roll, and he holds up there.
Play. Boy, that's hard to do. That's hard to do what he did, Mark. He knew his shot was going to get blocked. You know, that's what the NBA players do. And these young guys are learning that from them. What a play.
Yeah, then recovered and puts in his 6th point of the game, and 23-15. 8-point advantage for the Senators here on State's home floor, the Lester Raines Court here at the Walker Convocation Center.
And that little step on the sideline, turnover. Look at this. Shot fake up. Now, you're not going to block that from me. Don't lean on me. And then the little reverse. Took him outside, gave him the old okey doke.
No doubt about it. And D&E with a 23-15 lead. We return to Institute in a moment on Video Productions.
The Honda CR-V EX is loaded with premium features that you don't have to pay a premium for. Like a turbocharged engine for great performance and fuel efficiency. With advanced features like a blind spot information system. Plus, Apple CarPlay integration for your iPhone. And the best part is, in the CR-V, premium is standard. Contact your Honda dealer to learn more or shop online.
With all that's going on, Mullen Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling wants to remind our neighbors we're here for you. We're taking extra precautions to protect you and our employees. Right now, we're offering 6-month no-interest financing to help you stay comfortable throughout this crisis. Our superior indoor air filtration options will keep viruses, bacteria, and allergens down, increasing indoor air quality, comfort, and safety. Call us today and see how we can help you. Mullen, we're comfortable when you are.
Great to have you with us here inside the Walker Convocation Center, the Doris W. and Walter F. Johnson III Arena on the Lester Raines Court. And it's Davis and Elkins with our biggest lead of the game at 8, 23-15, Bob Boland.
Yeah, D&E's playing well. I mean, they're protecting the ball offensively. State needs to get the tempo up in their favor and try to cause turnovers. The Senators played a great first 11 minutes.
Here's Leslie. He'll fire and connect with the three-pointer, his second of the game.
Leslie gets those feet set. Money in the bank.
Leslie with 7 points leads D&E in scoring. Anthony Pittman with it. Foul line extended. Picked up there by Tumanoff. Shoots it across to Abel, who will fire it up, and it won't go, but a nice recovery there by State as Sherrod gets it. And then Sherrod putting up a shot and following it up and dropping it through is Savion Marshall Hamilton.
Now that's the kind of baskets that State needs to get. They need to use their athleticism on their side to get a couple stick backs and some easy ones.
26-17 our score. Leslie
says, I can go behind the three. You want to see my post-up game? The next thing we need to see is that Euro step out of him.
He's got 11 in the game. Knocked away by last touching Tumanoff.
And that's the right play by Watkins. Good ball. Look at that. Offensive rebound. Good stick back. But the play by Watkins just now was the right play, but the roller did not roll quick enough. Sheard was down there, and he set the pick. If he would have rolled quicker, he had a layup.
Marshall Hamilton and Pittman checking out for State. Abrams back in for the Yellow Jackets along with Shockley. Abel has it out front. Watkins penetrates on the baseline and scores it.
Yeah, Coach Ford took a deep breath. You know, he wanted to see somebody drive it to the basket. You got to get them off of you on the threes. Go get some layups. Great move.
Watkins has 5 in the game. Here is Leslie again. This one a little short. Rebound snagged there by Watkins. Ahead to Abram. Abram from way downtown. Nothing but net.
Softened the deep. Now, Abram, you never take his three away, but they softened the defense, the possession before, and Abram, he can shoot anytime he wants.
State has 3 3-pointers. Abram has 2 of them.
State back to the zone.
Driving, that's Fleming.
Yeah. I thought a little contact there on the drive. There's Abram. Just, you better go guard him at the parking lot.
I know you did a game with Andrew Miller a few games, and I know I was listening to you guys one night. And you said that's Archie Talley range.
Oh, it is.
Well, maybe not quite Archie range. Archie, he was.
Yeah, Archie shot it from half court, but Abram can step back there, and that one can too.
Yeah, and he hits the back of the iron there. Can't get it to drop, but State has drawn within 6. Boy, beautiful feed, and scoring it is Fleming.
Wow, Roll gets rolling down that court, and what a great assist.
There's Shockley, wanted to back in there against Leslie, but now back out to Abram, and Abram with the little one-hand floater that wouldn't go through. And Walton snags the rebound. Check out Walton. He brings it across the timeline and about walked with it, but here's Roll.
Look at that pass. Oh, well, guess what, Mark? Guess who's leading the conference in assists? Roll. I mean, he sees the floor pass. Go ahead. I missed that basket.
Oh, that's all right.
I got shook up watching Roll pass that
you
ball.
like Roll.
Oh, I do.
Walton got that bucket, by the way. You got to keep an eye on Walton. You are fellow Beckleans, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, Walton's going to look at it. In there, I missed his. In there battling, getting those kind of hard points to get, the garbage points, and that's why he's leading the team in assists. Boy, how do you take Roll out right now? I say, Roll, can you get a drink and get back in there in 12 seconds? He gave too many people fives when he went out. Sit down and rest for a minute.
State got within 6, but here's Abram. Couldn't get it to drop, but D&E now back to a double-digit lead, and good job there by Shockley. He created that turnover.
Sam Roll, just a freshman. Wow. Averaging 7.8 assists per contest.
6 turnovers on D&E, 5 on State. Abram into Pittman. Anthony Pittman. Couldn't get it to drop, but a nice rebound by Fleming. Falls to the floor, and a foul is going to be called. So the foul's on Shockley, his second, team foul number 5. Jossie Powell will bring it across the timeline. Down low, and good job there by Pittman on the defensive end, but another opportunity by Fleming kept it alive, and here's Powell, and Powell, going to be hit with the offensive foul, no doubt about that one.
Yeah, Coach Poore cannot be happy with that possession, even though they end up drawing an offensive foul on D&E. D&E outworked State on the boards on that possession, and D&E changing defenses here. No. Okay, they're just extending the man out a little bit.
The former Capital Cougar brings it across the timeline to Marshall Hamilton. And here is Sherrod on the drive using the glass. Can't get it to fall, but Savion Marshall Hamilton is there with the follow. He has 4, makes it an 8-point contest.
Yeah, West Virginia State needs some more what they call garbage baskets. I call them hustle points. They need to get some more of those.
Fable Burden III trying to get a 3.
Here comes a run.
From straight away, back of the iron, but there is Pittman going up with the follow, but couldn't get it to drop. Here comes Burden III on the move. Fleming to Leslie, and poked away from behind by Sherrod.
You got Burden the third to Roll the fourth. That'll be a good little tandem here in a second.
No doubt about it. We got a timeout on the floor. West Virginia State and Savion Marshall Hamilton trying to keep it close, but Senators by 8 here on Video Productions.
Coach Bob Huggins here at your local Little General store. As I travel this great state, it's nice to know that almost anywhere I go, there's a local Little General nearby. So the next time you're on the road, look for the Little General sign and tell them Hugs sent you.
You have dreams.
Where do you start to build the skills necessary to make them happen? At West Virginia State, you learn the skills that will get you the job you know you can have. No matter where you want to go or what you want to do,
It starts at State.
The Honda Passport is full of possibilities. And with plenty of cargo space and underfloor storage, you can fill it with gear too. Pack your weekend with adventure in the Honda Passport.
An injury at any age can be a game changer, but with walk-in clinics Monday through Saturday, the Marshall Sports Medicine Institute is ready to get you off the bench and back in the game. Marshall Sports Medicine Institute takes care of the herd. I've
had a few.
All right, we are back here inside the Walker Convocation Center Institute on the campus of West Virginia State University. The Doris W. and Walter F. Johnson III Arena on the Lester Raines Court, and State trails D&E 32-24. Brian Poore telling his crew just a matter of time. And if you are Daniel Mondragon, telling your crew, hey, we're playing with these guys on their home floor.
Oh, they're playing well. West Virginia State coming out in the zone again.
From the outside, three-pointer rattles out for Jossie Powell. Here comes State down the floor, up and getting it to go is Savion Marshall Hamilton, who has scored 6 here in the first half.
And State sticking with this little 3-2 extended zone.
Fleming gets it to Burden the third. State with a chance to chisel into that lead. Abram will fire up the 3, and he gets it. Boy, just catch and shoot.
Yeah, what's so good about him, he can shoot going to his right like the one we just now saw, and he's even better when he's leaning left.
Got a 30. We'll keep it here as State carves into that D&E lead at 32-29.
Yeah, he was Abram was open early on that for a layup, and they missed him. He just kept his composure, swung under the basket, leaned a little bit to the right. Oh, here we go. Look at him. He's moving to the right, right, step in. He can shoot it. Left, right, left, follow through, off balance. And he's not just a catch and shoot type of guy.
In games he's had this season, 24 in that wild opener that you had a chance to do with Glenville at 32, 31, 21. And right now, 9 points here in the first half. 4 minutes exactly to go.
Yeah, State on an 8-0 run over the last minute 12. So D&E gets a quick TO.
Roll the fourth with the basketball. He hails from Riviera Beach, went to Suncoast High School and knocks it down.
Yeah, big time shot. You know, when you're on the downside of an 8-0 run and come out of a timeout and hit a 3, that's big time for you.
Pittman to Watkins. Watkins then flips to Savion Hamilton Marshall, and then they'll get it out to Sherrod, and the nice soft left-handed shot goes through, and a 4-point game.
State sticking with this zone, extending it out just a little bit.
Shot is up and good.
Breland Walton shown he can hit the 3, shown he can score with a power move. Now the little mid-range jump shot.
Walton has 9. Abram couldn't get it to drop, and State gives up the basketball. Tumanoff is back in. He will trigger it in to Sam Roll. Shot straight away and off the mark there for Fleming. Jackets down 6. Pittman going to work his way in, step back on the baseline. Won't go, and ball knocked away out of bounds, and I believe that's going to be State's basketball.
Yeah, Pittman's got to remember how athletic he is. He got to the block. All he had to do was elevate over his defender. Easy basket, and he did the step back. You know, he needs to remember he's the best athlete in the gym.
He has it. And Tumanoff and Abram collide, and it looks like they're going to get, well, let's see, is it not Abram? Abram was in the vicinity, but Stephon Sherrod.
Yeah, Sherrod ran through a nice pick. Good pick set, and you can't run through it. You got to get around it.
That's his second, 16 fouls on State. Here's Roll for the 3. Won't go. Rebound, Fleming, and boy, had an easy one to put back up and in, and it just wouldn't go, but the ball will stay in the possession of the Senators.
I've been so impressed with Roll so far this half. They better find him right now. He has a lot more poise than you would expect out of a freshman.
He has 17.2 point average, just like Walton does. Driving is Fleming. Can't get it to go into the hands of Abram. At the 2-minute mark here in this first half.
All right.
D&E and State.
State going to a little set, going to a high-low set.
Pittman will dish and a whistle. Looks like Fleming is the guilty party. That'll be his first, and that's team foul number 4 on D&E.
Only 17 fouls the first half. It's been the game has really had a good flow to it.
On the move is Watkins, the little one-hander, and Savion Hamilton Marshall had to follow, put it up, and then on that second try gets fouled.
Yeah, West Virginia State obviously is the more athletic team. And as far as D&E goes, when the other team has better athletes, you've got to put a body on them. You've got to put a body, make contact with him. And when you do that, going for the rebound, that eliminates the leaping ability of West Virginia State.
It was Walton's second foul, so 5 on D&E. First free throw missed by Savion Marshall Hamilton. And Marshall Hamilton gets the second. You got to say his whole name, though, because, if you don't, it sounds like you're saying Marshall Hamilton. All right, a 5-point lead for D&E. On the move is Roll. This one won't go. Snagging the rebound is Pittman, and a foul on D&E.
Yeah, Roll felt that he drew contact on that shot, and as well as he's played the first half, I kind of thought he had to. The coach doing the little slide hip, showing the referee, slid his hip into him. You better look for Abram on this possession.
It was Fable Burton's second foul of the game, and here is the ball knocked into the hands of Powell. So State coming up empty there on that offensive possession as we go under a minute here. D&E looking to add to its 5-point lead. Roll between the circles. Shot is short for Jossie Powell. Watkins speeding down the floor. Over to Abram. Wide open for a three. In and out. Pittman battled there with Powell, and foul is going to go against West Virginia State.
See, this is my kind of game. Finally on the bonus with 40 seconds to go. I hate those games where both teams are in the bonus at the 12-minute mark. I can't wait for the officials to miss a blatant one so we can say something bad about them. But, boy, they've done a tremendous job so far the first half. Like I always say, when you don't notice them, they're doing a good job.
That was Pittman's first foul of the game, 7 on the Jackets, as Bob alluded to. And Joshy Powell with 3 points in the game now. He's a 53.8% free throw shooter. 1,000-point scorer in high school there in Jacksonville at Bishop John Snyder High School. Missed the second.
West Virginia State could have went for a quick 2-for-1 there, but it would have been a bad shot. Need about 7 more seconds than they had to get you a 2-for-1, which the NBAs do at every quarter, and you don't see it that much in college basketball.
Pittman dribbling with the left hand, going to put it up, and a nice job by Anthony Pittman.
Great job by Pittman, using his athletic ability. Oh, and Pittman, called the block. I thought he slid over there and got that one. How many is that on Pittman there?
It's going to be his second.
Yeah, so that's not that bad. I thought he did a great job of getting there and making a good defensive play. Let's see if he's there. Woo, that's the one when you're coaching, you look at the ref and say, I'd like to see you take that charge. That was a charge there. The young guy missed one. Yeah. The 2 veteran refs haven't.
Brian Poores over there talking about it. He said the coach.
Yeah. And he's trying to tell him he was moving. Brian Poore said, no, he wasn't. We got the video over here, Coach Poore. You're correct on that one. And then Pittman saying, what did I do wrong?
Fleming got the first, missed the second. Ball batted around there, and down to Pittman it comes. Abram going to have to launch it at the buzzer, and that will do it. It's a 39-34 lead for the visiting D&E Senators over the home-standing Yellow Jackets of West Virginia State. Entertaining first half of basketball. Look forward to the second 20 minutes of play. But right now, the road team in the lead at 39-34, and we will return to the Walker Convocation Center in a moment. You're watching West Virginia State University basketball in the Mountain East Conference on Video Productions.
The Honda Pilot is great for family adventures. As well as the not-so-friendly ones. We made it tougher than it needed to be. Because you never know what you'll come up against. The Honda Pilot with available all-wheel drive. The ultimate modern family SUV.
With all that's going on, Mullen Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling wants to remind our neighbors we're here for you. We're taking extra precautions to protect you and our employees. Right now, we're offering 6-month no-interest financing to help you stay comfortable throughout this crisis. Our superior indoor air filtration options will keep viruses, bacteria, and allergens down, increasing indoor air quality, comfort, and safety. Call us today and see how we can help you. Mullen, we're comfortable when you are.
Did you know when you send or receive a text message, you take your eyes off the road for 5 seconds? At 55 miles per hour, that's like driving more than the length of a football field blindfolded. As a result, thousands of people die every year in crashes related to distracted driving. That's why we're cracking down on people who text or use their smartphones while driving. We would rather you cross the goal line alive. Law enforcement officers write tickets to save lives. Don't text and drive.
FCA has incredible impact on coaches, the teams, the players, and the community as well.
It's changed our lives. It's changed mine as a husband, as a father, and as a coach.
It does make an impact on our lives.
FCA has become a full circle in our lives.
People from all different kinds of backgrounds.
If all we're going to be is a coach that happens to be a Christian, I think it's more important to be a Christian that happens to be a coach.
We welcome you back inside the Walker Convocation Center here in Institute on the campus of West Virginia State University, along with our great video productions crew and 2-time NAIA National Coach of the Year, Bob Bolin. I'm Mark Martin. Delighted you could be with us. Well, that was a physical, talented first half of basketball.
Oh, I enjoyed that first half. D&E, I'm just real surprised that Roll's a player. Roll's a big-time player to only be a freshman. West Virginia State hasn't shot the ball real well, 4 for 16 threes. And I expect them to come out with a little bit more fire the second half and play a little bit better. But, you know, sometimes when you're just missing shots, West Virginia State shot 36% from the floor and D&E shot 46% from the floor. So that's the difference in your game right now.
5 lead changes, and at the moment, D&E has a 5-point advantage at 39-34. We'll check team stats, individual stats, all that coming your way momentarily here from the Walker Convocation Center in Institute. You're watching live streaming coverage of West Virginia State University basketball in the Mountain East Conference on Video Productions.
Stuart Caldwell. For more than 40 years, I and my firm have vindicated the rights of individuals hurt by defective drugs, defective chemicals, and other products. Now I'm teaming with Booth to take on the big drug companies to vindicate the rights of children born with NAS. There are significant legal proceedings that could affect you and your child's legal rights.
If you're the parent or guardian of a child who you believe was born dependent on opioids, you need to act now.
An injury at any age can be a game changer. But with walk-in clinics Monday through Saturday, the Marshall Sports Medicine Institute is ready to get you off the bench and back in the game. Marshall Sports Medicine Institute takes care of the herd. Let us take care of you.
You have dreams.
Where do you start to build the skills necessary to make them happen? At West Virginia State, you learn the skills that will get you the job you know you can have. No matter where you want to go or what you want to do,
It starts at State.
FCA has incredible impact on coaches, the teams, the players, and the community as well.
It's changed our lives. It's changed mine as a husband, as a father, and as a coach.
It does make an impact on our lives.
FCA has become a full circle in our lives.
People from all different kinds of backgrounds.
If all we're going to be is a coach that happens to be a Christian, I think it's more important to be a Christian that happens to be a coach.
My husband should have died that night. The car was on a fence, upside down. Trees were coming through the windshield.
The people who opened the door for me, one of the first questions they asked me is, how are you alive?
For my kids, Timmy's invincible. And it was just like that he could have been gone. He was like, this is all we're gonna own. We're getting another Honda. It saved my life. And my kids are not going in anything else.
All right, time to check our stats from the first half of action here between Davis and Elkins and West Virginia State. Team stats, 39-34, and D&E in the lead by 5. So checking those team stats, Bob, and you look at what D&E has done here, and from the field, 16 of 35, State 14 of 39, three-point range, each with 4 from behind the arc, rebounds pretty even, and free throws just one more for D&E. Turnovers about the same. So this game's pretty tight.
Even game. If you look at all the statistical categories, very even across the board, except for the field goal percentage, where D&E shooting 46%, State shooting 36%. They have a 16-14 advantage in makes, which is 4 points. And we're at a 5-point difference.
All right, Bob. Now they are working on one of the baskets here at the Walker Convocation Center. You shared a story with us earlier. Don't forget where the guy running the show here is from.
Butch Mouse. I was giving Butch a hard time because he's from Logan, and I'm telling you, when I coached high school 30 years ago, they would come up at halftime, and the goal that you were going to, the rims would be real flimsy the first half, and then the goal you were going to the second half would be tight as it could be. I'm going to stick with that story.
All right, 39-34 is our score here at the home of the Yellow Jackets. The visitors, the Senators from D&E in the lead. That basket's going back up, Bob, so we're going to have action here in the second half. We'll see how it all plays out. We're back in a moment here on Video Productions.
You have dreams.
A better life, a better job, a better you.
So where do you start to build the skills necessary to get there? At West Virginia State, you are not just a number, you are who you choose to be.
You receive personal attention from award-winning faculty.
You study in nationally recognized programs.
You learn the skills that will get you the job you know you can have. No matter where you want to go
or what you want to do,
it starts at State.
The Honda Passport is full of possibilities. And with plenty of cargo space and underfloor storage, you can fill it with gear too. Pack your weekend with adventure in the Honda Passport.
With all that's going on, Mullen Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling wants to remind our neighbors we're here for you. We're taking extra precautions to protect you and our employees. Right now, we're offering 6-month no-interest financing to help you stay comfortable throughout this crisis. Our superior indoor air filtration options will keep viruses, bacteria, and allergens down, increasing indoor air quality, comfort, and safety. Call us today and see how we can help you. Mullen, we're comfortable when you are.
The Honda CR-V EX is loaded with premium features that you don't have to pay a premium for. Like a turbocharged engine for great performance and fuel efficiency. With advanced features like a blind spot information system. Plus, Apple CarPlay integration for your iPhone. And the best part is, in the CR-V, premium is standard. Contact your Honda dealer to learn more or shop online.
Coach Bob Huggins here at your local Little General store. As I travel this great state, it's nice to know that almost anywhere I go, there's a local Little General nearby. So the next time you're on the road, look for the Little General sign and tell them Huggins.
Individual scoring here in this first half for D&E. They have 3 players with 9. Sam Roll the 4th, Kyle Leslie, and Breland Walton. 7 for Marcus Fleming, 3 for Jossie Powell, and 2 for Timo Tumanoff. For West Virginia State, leading the way is Glenn Abram with 9, 7 for Savion Marshall Hamilton, 5 for Trayon Watkins, 4 for Jihad Shockley, and 2 each for Anthony Pittman and Stephon Sherrod, and also with 5 points is Abel Elias. A 39-34 lead for D&E. Well, State has returned to the floor. D&E still talking it over, or the coach has been discussing here at halftime.
Well, as far as West Virginia State's concerned, I believe Coach Poore wants to get the energy level up, wants to get some easy baskets in transition. State didn't get their traditional easy layups here and there. Everything that they scored was tough. And they want to use their athletic ability to get some easy baskets and just create more of an up-tempo style game. As far as D&E, I thought they played great the first half. He kept them in there a long time at halftime, only 3 minutes left before the start of the second half, and D&E's kind of coming out here slowly. I would be scared to death if they didn't get 5 or 6 minutes and get that sweat going again. But on the other hand, D&E doesn't sub much, so maybe he needed that rest at halftime.
Well, State coming in here on a 4-game winning streak, trying to make it 5 in a row, and D&E trying to get a signature victory here in this 2021 season on the road here at the Walker Convocation Center for second-year head coach Daniel Mondragon. So the Senators have returned, the Yellow Jackets back on the floor, and we are getting set for second half action, and we bring it to you in just a moment. You're watching live streaming coverage of West Virginia State University basketball and the Mountain East Conference on Video Productions.
The Honda Pilot is great for family adventures. As well as the not-so-friendly ones. We made it tougher than it needed to be. Because you never know what you'll come up against. The Honda Pilot with available all-wheel drive. The ultimate modern family SUV.
With all that's going on, Mullen Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling wants to remind our neighbors we're here for you. We're taking extra precautions to protect you and our employees. Right now, we're offering 6-month no-interest financing to help you stay comfortable throughout this crisis. Our superior indoor air filtration options will keep viruses, bacteria, and allergens down, increasing indoor air quality, comfort, and safety. Call us today and see how we can help you. Mullen, we're comfortable when you are.
Did you know when you send or receive a text message, you take your eyes off the road for 5 seconds? At 55 miles per hour, that's like driving more than the length of a football field blindfolded. As a result, thousands of people die every year in crashes related to distracted driving. That's why we're cracking down on people who text or use their smartphones while driving. We would rather you cross the goal line alive. Law enforcement officers write tickets to save lives. Don't text and drive.
FCA has incredible impact on coaches, the teams, the players, and the community as well.
It's changed our lives. It's changed mine as a husband, as a father, and as a coach.
It does make an impact on our lives.
FCA has become a full circle in our lives.
People from all different kinds of backgrounds.
If all we're going to be is a coach that happens to be a Christian, I think it's more important to be a Christian that happens to be a coach.
Now Brian Reed making his way over to the scorer's table, just getting everyone set for second half action here. And you have a great story about our lead official today.
Oh, well, he came up to me, asked me if I remembered it, and it was about 20 years ago, and there was a time discrepancy. The game was at 4, and the referees thought the game was at 7. And anyway, I called the director of officials, and he said that they were in Huntington. And he laughed about it. I sent a police car and met him in Charleston, and they followed the police into Beckley. He said they were going about 105 miles per hour, and they got from Charleston to Beckley in 32 minutes. And we announced to the crowd that they had car problems, and the game was only delayed about 30 minutes.
Well, I'll tell you what, I used to live in Charleston, and I worked in Oak Hill at the television station. If I could have had that back then, it wouldn't have been as bad.
Now, we had won 27 the year before, so the police liked us. The first couple of years, they'd have said, what do you want us to do?
Nah, it was not a bad drive. It's where I met you, and good times there in southern West Virginia. And hopefully good times here in the second half as we watch these Senators and Yellow Jackets battle. Pittman had that nice behind-the-back pass, gets it to Watkins, who can't get it to drop, and there's Walton with the rebound.
West Virginia State very patient, got a great shooter, a wide-open three, and it just did not go.
And then Jossie Powell comes back and drills a three. He's got 6 in the game, and the Senators up 42-34. Pittman will drive, a little finger roll, and that goes.
You could tell Coach Poore discussed that at halftime. Let's get to the basket some. We're not shooting the threes very well. Let's get to the basket. Now, State back to that 3-2 zone that was very effective towards the end of the first half.
State on the floor with Abram, Pittman, Shockley, Watkins, and Sherrod. D&E countering with Powell, Roll, Leslie, Walton, and Fleming. Just back and forth they go, and State coming up empty. The head and shoulder moves by Walton.
Roll may have pulled a hamstring, and they got to have that kid out there. He's hurt. Nice pass to Walton for the nice head fake. See how patient Walton was? He's not a high riser over the gym. He used his head fakes and able to score down low.
He has 11 in the game now, and State turns it over. Here comes D&E, and you're right, Bob. Roll cannot get up the court, and Powell missed the shot. Roll trying to shake it off, and maybe it looked a little worse in the beginning than it does now. Here's Abram over to Pittman. He'll launch the three and rattles it through.
When his three-point shot catches up with the rest of his game, he'll be able to make some money playing this game someday. And I tell you what, I hope Roll shook that off because they need him out there at full strength.
Each team now with 5 3-pointers in the game. Driving is Fleming, couldn't get it to go, and swatting it out of bounds was Shockley.
Pittman, nice feet set, confident, got the shooter's roll. Oh, great. You see Roll, how smart he was. He caught the defense with their head turned, and that's a gimme. You got to see man in the ball on the Alabama's play. Roll's got the brains, the talent. He can play.
8 points in the game now for Powell. Off the nice assist by Roll, and Pittman driving in. And they turn it over.
Look right here. Look. Nobody's looking. Heads turned, wiping, so you can't do it. Got to be intense all the time. Coach Poore the guys will not enjoy watching that on tape tomorrow.
Fleming is going to draw the foul, and Pittman's going to pick up his third. Team foul number 1 here in the second half. Brian Poore's 328 victories coming into today's game. 5 NCAA regional berths. And Fleming misses the first free throw attempt into the game. Montrell Horsey will come back in. Again, Roll played high school basketball for Jason Powell, Suncoast High School in Florida, averaged 20 a game. He was the District 13 5A Player of the Year, Bob. So pretty good basketball there in Florida.
Oh, there he is. And look at D&E. Great hustle play by Fleming, and he gets another opportunity at the line. Coach Ford looking to his bench. He's just fed up right now, and he's only down 7, but when you're giving up the hustle plays, I mean, D&E deserves a lot of credit for going and getting them there. Yeah, Roll. To get all the way up here to West Virginia, that coaching staff did a great job landing that young man.
Well, Fleming missed 2 free throws, but now he's back and he knocks that one down. Shockley's got to come out. He has 3 fouls.
Yeah. Mark, our national championship year in 2004, we had 3 starters from the state of Florida. A lot of talent in that state.
47-39. Abram. They know where Abram is, and roll right into one of our cameras.
Yeah, Roll doesn't lose his composure. You know, I thought he had a pretty clean steal there. He may have got bumped, didn't get the call. You can tell he's a poised basketball player.
Abram on the move, and Abram, well, he can create, and he does there. He now has 11 in the game, 6-point D&E advantage.
You know, Roll trying to play Abram up close, and, you know, Abram's going to get by you, and D&E does not have that shot blocker on the back line to contest that, and State needs to take advantage of D&E not having a shot blocker in the game.
Well, Abram goes down hard, as does Roll, two of the better players in the game, and well, they both hit the deck hard. Both are up. It will be State's basketball. Watkins will be the trigger. Montrell Horsey to Glenn Abram. Abram going to try to create again, goes into the lane and draws contact.
See, that's 2 possessions in a row, and now they're kind of looking at Coach Poore. I got what you're saying. I know he's been preaching, oh, let's use our athletic ability to get inside. And Roll did a good job defensively, but nobody can come from behind and block the shot because D&E doesn't have a shot blocker on the court.
Abram, a 68.4% free throw shooter, and nails the first one. State at the line, 3 of 5. As a team, State shooting 69%, as is the opposition for the Yellow Jackets. So it's a 4-point lead now for D&E.
Yeah, if State can get a few stops, I think offensively they figure something out. Look for State to go on a run here.
You know, good defense by the Yellow Jackets, and they come away with the basketball. Abram across the timeline. Abram wanted to drive in, but it went off his foot. Here comes Roll the other way, and he'll score.
And Roll is hurt. I mean, he's pulled a hamstring or something, but still able to get down there and get that basket.
He has 11 in the game. Sherrod's shot would not drop. Roll's got it. Roll dishing off. Fleming, too strong off the glass. Ahead, State gets it to Abram. Into the hands of Sherrod, who will score it. Sherrod now with 4 in the game.
Nice pass by Abram. Sherrod doing a good job of running the floor.
Jossie Powell between the circles. Powell gets it over to Leslie. Here's Roll, and Roll, a little 1-foot shot there, and off balance, and here is Abram on the other end and draws the foul.
Great job by Abram. I've kind of felt that run coming, and they're going to have to take Roll out of the game. He's just limping, not moving well. I think West Virginia State has exposed a weakness. Good job of finally getting a few easy baskets. And what those easy baskets will do, Mark, the defense will have to collapse, and then some of those difficult threes that's caused them to shoot 5 for 18 so far will become easier step-in threes, and then State will probably keep going on a roll here.
Fable Burden, the third, checks back in for D&E. Well, Roll is hurt, but really haven't checked anything, but now maybe they're discussing that. I think, let's see now. Does he have to come back in? He's coming back in.
Yeah. Well, he just came out before the free throw. So in that case, he hasn't been out yet. So Walton had blood on him, so they let him come back in. Now, if they would have shot the first free throw and then had the sub, then he couldn't have came back in.
Yeah, the sub was actually Burden the third, and now Walton is out off the court. Abram trying to make it a 3-point play, and does, and it's a 1-point basketball game.
Now, I think the scorekeeper is telling them right now. That's what the scorekeeper's doing. They're saying he subbed out and came back in. Let's watch it, Mark. We can read lips from here, even through a mask. And the referee's saying, what happened? Yeah, here they go. Now, I think D&E pulled a fast one there. I don't think that Roll can be in the game right now.
And with no fans here, you can hear a pin drop.
Yeah, that's what they're talking about. Good job by the scorekeeper of noticing that. I wonder if the away scorekeeper would have noticed that.
And Walton has returned.
And when you have blood on, a lot of times they take a minute. So they're saying. Okay, now 13 came in the game. Now that's not a legal substitution there.
All right.
Burton III came in the game and never played a second.
Yeah.
Tricky substitution by the Senators.
Yeah.
The Senators do some tricky things sometimes.
Rolls back in. Little no-look pass there to Walton. Walton goes down hard. And the foul going to be charged to Fleming. That's his second. And we got a media timeout here at the Walker Convocation Center. A tight game between State and D&E. Senators by 1 on Video Productions.
Did you know when you send or receive a text message, you take your eyes off the road for 5 seconds? At 55 miles per hour, that's like driving more than the length of a football field blindfolded. As a result, thousands of people die every year in crashes related to distracted driving. That's why we're cracking down on people who text or use their smartphones while driving. We would rather you cross the goal line alive. Law enforcement officers write tickets to save lives. Don't text and drive.
I'm Stuart Caldwell. For more than 40 years, I and my firm have vindicated the rights of individuals hurt by defective drugs, defective chemicals, and other products. Now I'm teaming with Booth to take on the big drug companies to vindicate the rights of children born with NAS. There are significant legal proceedings that could affect you and your child's legal rights.
If you're the parent or guardian of a child who you believe was born dependent on opioids, you need to act now.
Mountain East Conference basketball. Great to have you with us here inside the Walker Convocation Center in Institute on the campus of West Virginia State University with our video productions crew and two-time NAIA National Coach of the Year Bob Bolin and Mark Martin. Delighted to have you with us as D&E has come in here and battling a talented West Virginia State team, but what we are learning, this D&E team pretty talented.
Oh, yes, they are. It's been an enjoyable game, 1-point game right now. I look for State to come out of this possession, maybe look to get Abram on a kind of an ISO driving to the, Abram on a little back door, and here he is off the handoff.
Abram puts up the shot, wouldn't go, but a nice job there by Sherrod following the miss, and Sherrod puts it in, and State back in the lead at 50-49 until Powell drains the three.
Jossie Powell knocking it down.
It's his second.
West Virginia State had the lead for exactly 4 seconds.
Montrell Horsey with it. Spinning, putting it up, and good job by Montrell Horsey. His first bucket of the game, and boy, a big bucket it is as it ties things at 52.
Nice spin move, State going back to that 3-2 zone.
Shot from the outside by Walton. Here, Bob, this is our first tie of the game, and here is Abram putting it up and in, and he's fouled.
Great body control by Abram, able to draw the contact. Beautiful finish. Oh, look at this. Abram battles for the loose ball, gets it. Watch him draw the contact. That's picture perfect. Draw the contact, get the finish, and the nice yell to go along with it.
Abram with 18 in the game. So Walton with 3 fouls will check out. 14 fouls on D&E in this half, 2 on State. Abram connects on the three-point play the old-fashioned way, and it's a 55-52 lead for State.
Now D&E's only down 2. They can't panic.
Powell's shot wouldn't go, but a nice rebound there by Kyle Leslie. And Leslie does a good job maneuvering and kisses it off the glass. He has 11 in the game.
Great patience after the offensive rebound. Little spin move and strong finish.
Stephon Sherrod to Anthony Pittman from the free throw line, sinks it.
Pittman with a nice mid-range jumper, State up 3.
Pittman now with 9 in the game. Jossie Powell to Leslie, and Leslie going to be hit with the offensive foul, his first.
Sometimes those kind of fouls, I mean, defense had great position, and I would teach it the same way. But if I was on the offense of that one, I said, you really think he knocked him down that hard? Nah, I don't know. But now West Virginia State had great position, took the charge, and I would exaggerate it too.
Montrell Horsey will bring it across the timeline.
Here comes the clear out for Abram. Great job by Roll not letting Abram get the ball. Then when he got it, he forced him way out. Now you got to have some help because Abram's too good.
Shot clock at 9. Here's Abram rifling the 3, in and out, and into the hands of Jossie Powell. He may go coast to coast with it, and he's stripped from behind. Horsey the other way. And Horsey will take it coast to coast.
Great move, State. D&E not getting back on defense. State up 5. I felt that roll coming for West Virginia State, and it's been a good run for them. They're on a 16-2 run, Mark, over the last 3-11. Great finish. Horsey off the right leg with the right-hand finish.
Tubanoff from the corner, couldn't get it to drop.
Well, I would go right back to Abram. That little box set where Abram comes to the top for the ISO. Good pass. Good job.
Yeah, really nice pass by Pittman to Sherrod. Sherrod's got 6 points here in the second half. 8 for the game, and State up 7. And Daniel Mondragon wants to take a 30. We will keep it here. Well, tomorrow, 2 games are going to be played and 2 teams going to the Super Bowl. Who do you like?
Tampa Bay. I have been a Tom Brady.
I know you have.
I have never missed a Tom Brady game, and I love the New England Patriots. But I didn't think my team did enough to want to keep Brady. So after 44 years, I transferred to Tampa Bay.
I'll be darned.
I've never missed a Brady game. And
did you see Brady throw the pass to Drew Brees' kid after the game?
Oh, I posted it.
That is awesome.
Yeah, that was great.
I love that.
That was great. But the good thing with the little girl was doing cartwheels on top of both of them and beating Drew to death. Yeah, they.
That's when you just realize these guys are they're just like us. You know, they're just that was really special. 2 great quarterbacks there chatting after the game. Although I kept wondering, I was like, doesn't Brady have a bus to catch? He's just out there. He's out there throwing passes to Drew Brees' kids. But how about the other game, Bills Chiefs?
Well, I think Bruce Arians will wait for him on that bus.
Yeah,
I think Brady's earned that.
I think
the other game, the Chiefs are just so good. Probably cheering for the Bills. I like to cheer for the underdog, but I mean, can you imagine Patrick Mahomes with all of those weapons? I mean, they're going to be 2 fun games to watch. I don't plan on moving from the couch tomorrow.
Is that like any other day?
Well, my wife would say, football season this year, I haven't missed a game. I don't think I've moved on a Sunday yet. You're exactly right.
I think that 30 went into a full, don't you, that timeout? That gave us time to talk. 61-54. What's D&E got to do here now to kind of get back in this thing?
Oh, I'm not sure they can. They got to stop the bleeding. You know, they got to figure this zone out. I would attack it with a 2-guard front and put the shooters in the corner. Now they're attacking it with a ball pick for roll and just not having any success. Oh, he should have gave that one up.
Nice quick hands by Sherrod. Well, he started the whole thing, and he finishes it.
Yeah, I told you I don't know what they can do. I mean, it just looks like everything's going state way. You know, you attack that little zone with a 2-guard front, put your 2 shooters in the corner, and D&E does not have the answer for it right now.
Turn it over again. Here's Sherrod, just a nice, easy layup. He's got 10 in the second half, 12 in the game. Davis and Elkins with 11 turnovers.
22-2 run as Pittman comes over for the block. Use every timeout you got in the book.
D&E has not scored in 2 minutes, 39 seconds.
Oh, and Coach Mondragon, and when you're getting a 22-2 run, West Virginia State right now, and what started it? Easy buckets in transition. West Virginia State able to take advantage over those. And, you know, up 11. They went from down 7 to up 11, or down 9 to up 11.
Here's Pittman. Dumps it into the lane to Savion Marshall Hamilton, who's checked back in. He hails from Reynoldsburg, Ohio, Pickerington North High School.
Yeah. You know, West Virginia State will keep running their offense through Abram. You know, Abrams is drawing the double team. He's opening everything up for his teammates. And then Pittman will make the assist and make the right play. But I think Brian Poor feels a lot better than he did about 20 minutes ago.
Marshall Hamilton knocking in the free throw. Savion Marshall Hamilton will get another crack at it here. 60% free throw shooter. Says his favorite basketball player, Derrick Rose. Missed that one. 66-54.
Let's see if they try to change up and go to a 2-guard set. I have no answers for this 3-2 zone.
And that was Fable Burden trying to drive in. Here's Pittman. Guarded there by Tumanoff as he drives in. State empty on that possession. Here come the Senators. Boy, they needed that one and just couldn't get it to go. And right back come the Yellow Jackets. And it's Abram with the little fancy move. Couldn't get it to go through, though. Leslie with the rebound.
And he has to take advantage of this possession right here.
And boy, just another good defensive play by Sherrod. State will turn it over. And D&E gets a chance once more. At a timeout on the floor, West Virginia State 66 and D&E 54. Mountain East Conference basketball featuring the Yellow Jackets of West Virginia State on Video Productions.
You have dreams.
A better life, a better job, a better you.
So where do you start to build the skills necessary to get there? At West Virginia State, you are not just a number, you are who you choose to be.
You receive personal attention from award-winning faculty.
You study in nationally recognized programs.
You learn the skills that will get you the job you know you can have. No matter where you want to go
or what you want to do,
it starts at State.
My husband should have died that night. The car was on a fence, upside down. Trees were coming through the windshield.
The people who opened the door for me, one of the first questions they asked me is, how were you alive?
For my kids, Timmy's invincible. And it was just like that he could have been gone. He was like, this is all we're gonna own. We're getting another Honda. It saved my life. My kids are not going in anything else.
It is a lead of 66-54 for the West Virginia State Yellow Jackets over Davis and Elkins. Welcome back here on Video Productions. Great to have you with us. At the moment, if D&E keeps its lineup intact, I think they are, with Powell, Leslie, and Roll, each of those three with 11 points, and Walton's on the bench with 11 points.
Balanced scoring. And sometimes balanced scoring can be misleading. I'll tell you this, Pittman threw the behind-the-back pass. I thought the offensive player should have kept running and dunked it. But anyway, he threw it away, and, most of the times as a coach you're going to throw a fit on that, but you just can't with Pittman. Smart play by D&E. Let's get it inside and get an easy one, which they did. But Pittman just smiled, gave everybody on the team 5. He's a hard player to get mad at.
Yeah, he is. A good kid.
Okay, D&E, here's their adjustment. They're going to a zone. They haven't been able to stop State the last 7 minutes, so they're trying a zone. With the shot clock, you can do that down 10.
Well, Burden with, I got Leslie with 13, and Roll comes out of there with the basketball for D&E. Roll driving and lost his footing. Burden keeps it alive, and now here's Powell straight away, and that one's going to be short.
Shot a bullet. Man, nice move. That was one of those $50 moves with a 5-cent finish. Beautiful jab, step, and went up and shot that brick out there.
That's my favorite line you have. You know that, don't you? Smacked out of there by Leslie, but right into the hands of Montrell Horsey, and now Trayon Watkins has it. 3 seconds on the shot clock, and that's all Abram needs.
Yeah, great patience. Abram just took his time, knocked down, and Abram wants to stop now.
Abram has 21 in the game.
They filled the corners against that zone. They got a decent look out of it. They went to a 2-guard set, and they filled both corners, but you got to get back on defense. West Virginia State, just their athleticism is taking over. Coach Poore was very patient this game. Being down 10, I thought he could have thrown a water bottle at him. Now D&E's got the corners filled. Both corners are filled and zone, and there's Roll just trying to do too much.
They got numbers and, had numbers, but D&E comes out of there with it, and Powell will bring it across the timeline. Here is Roll. His shot won't go, but Tumanoff with the rebound. Tumanoff to Roll, and this one will go through.
Roll rolls that one in, cuts it back to 12. D&E's just going to have to stay in this zone. And watch out for this possession. Watch out for Watkins. Set Watkins up with a really good look. I'd run him through. Here he goes. There goes Watkins through, overloading the side. And look for Watkins filling the corner. There he is. Uh-oh. I miss coaching a little bit more.
Not a bad looking shot.
Hey, now he hasn't taken a shot in 17 minutes. We called that one. I set that play right up for him.
How about another look?
There he is. Yeah, they just got the low defender on the zone to come out in the wing, dribbled him towards the middle, and then have the best shooter in the gym fill that role. That's a great play by Coach Poore in West Virginia State. And that's how basketball is supposed to be played. If a team's in a zone, you're supposed to get your best shooter an open shot. And Watkins is the best shooter.
And Watkins has 8 in the game. That was the 6th three-pointer for the Yellow Jackets. Pittman picked up the foul, which was his 4th, by the way. And now we have a foul called on Savion Marshall Hamilton.
All right, the second time today I'll try to get you. Let's see if we can get you on this one. You ready?
Okay.
Who assigns the Mountain East officials?
Is that Eads? It used to be, wasn't it?
Eads is in the SEC now.
Okay.
Oh, I got you.
You did.
Doug Spry.
That's right. I did do that.
Hey, someone write it down.
I can say that I know it now.
6:56 mark of the first half. That'll never happen. I got you. Doug Spry doing a good job. Got a young official out there with 2 veteran officials. They hadn't even really noticed him. Noticed the young guy a couple of times. Young ones always miss a couple.
Hey, you put a biology book in my face, and you'll get me a lot.
Now, Doug Spry's Charleston guy, right?
Doug Spry was a Dunbar great, and Doug's also with the Mountain State Athletic Conference as well, great high school league.
Oh, yeah, I always enjoyed him. Look who – Look at the guy. He's got that ring. What's the job of a coach? Against the zone, get your best shooter a shot, 2 straight times. Now the lead 16. Now on this end, D&E's having a hard time attacking the zone. Another turnover.
Yeah, Walton had it, but just could not hang on to it.
Yeah, look at this one. Look at that. See the little pick at the top? Those are set plays that people don't see. Coach Poor, a great job picking. See what he's going to do for him this time. He's cleared the corner. He's picked the zone. And everybody, forget equal. Get him another shot. The best shooter in the gym. Let's see what they're doing.
A nice pass. Nice spin move and a score by Savion Marshall Hamilton.
Nice spin move by Hamilton. Good finish.
He has 12 in the game. 18-point lead now for State. Walton drives in, scores, and a foul called. Well, you coached for many, many years. As we take another look at that, it was a great pass to start with.
Well, he can shoot from so far out that the zone has to extend. Opens up those passing lanes.
Watkins picking up his first foul of the game.
So now if you're watching State and scouting them, they pick the top of the zone and let the shooter, it's a fade pick, go over, and then they clear the corner and draw the man up so that's 2 ways they get Watkins a shot. Here comes the third. Here comes the third way to try to get Watkins a shot.
Breland Walton now leading D&E in scoring with 14. Again, their team's leading scorer. Here's Pittman. His shot off the mark and knocked away, but last touch by Marcus Fleming. Tumanoff will come back in for D&E.
Got 20 seconds on the shot clock here. State likes the 4 down low.
Ball slapped away, out of bounds.
And that's a little sloppy there by State. You're up 15. Keep getting better. Get your guy. They need to get to their spots quick, execute the play, get another great shot.
Abram. Now Abram from the corner, got it.
Where's it? Yeah, that 3-point percentage looks a lot better now, up to 35%. 8 for 23 is only 25% at the half.
Abram with 24 in the game, and Walton will score it for the Senators. He has 16.
Yeah, D&E's got the zone extended, able to get into Walton for an easy one. All right, D&E got out of the zone. Now you look for a roll. Now, since the shot clock guy corrected the referees early, the referee got him that time. So set that shot clock back. All right, here comes, now you run a little set for Abram, clear it out for him. They like the little box set. Now, after a timeout, he's definitely going to draw up one.
All right, breaking the action here in Institute. Yellow Jackets in control over the Senators.
Coach Bob Huggins here at your local Little General store. As I travel this great state, it's nice to know that almost anywhere I go, there's a local Little General nearby. So the next time you're on the road, look for the Little General sign and tell them Hugs sent you.
You have dreams.
Where do you start to build the skills necessary to make them happen? At West Virginia State, you learn the skills that will get you the job you know you can have. No matter where you want to go or what you want to do,
it starts at State.
The Honda Passport is full of possibilities. And with plenty of cargo space and underfloor storage, you can fill it with gear too. Pack your weekend with adventure in the Honda Passport.
An injury at any age can be a game changer. But with walk-in clinics Monday through Saturday, the Marshall Sports Medicine Institute is ready to get you off the bench and back in the game. Marshall Sports Medicine Institute takes care of the herd.
81-65, State leading Davis and Elkins here in Institute. Great to have you with us on Video Productions. You were talking there earlier, we were talking about Doug Spry, and when you think of all the great games he saw as an official, both, at the collegiate level and the high school level. It just seemed like he was a fixture in that state basketball tournament.
And on the college level, too. Doug Spry's always been a first-class guy. He knew how to talk to the coaches. Well,
yes.
Now he probably doesn't run as well as he used to, so now he talks to the referees and teaches them. So you got him, you got Mike Eads and guys like that that'll be lifers at the game, and the game is better because of them.
Isn't Eads' son an official now?
Oh, yeah. He gets a lot of D1 games at 25 years old.
The drive, no good there by Watkins. Here comes D&E, and they throw it away.
Great hustle play by Watkins.
Pittman, he's open, and he'll slam it.
Yeah, when Pittman's open, you can bet they're going to get the ball to him. He does such a great job distributing the ball. When you get a chance to get him an easy one, that's a good job coaching.
Pittman with 11 in the game, and then he skies for the rebound.
Ring it up.
And Watkins back of the iron. Tumanoff comes away with the rebound there, battling with Abram. Fleming to roll. Tumanoff, young man out of Finland. Here's the drive, and
yeah, it's goaltending.
Him.
Yes, sir. Hit the backboard first, automatic goaltending. Mark, we were talking about recruiting during the last break. You take a kid like Roll. I mean, Roll's really good. Freshman. If you get a freshman in and he does too well, they're changing the rule. Everybody's going to get one free transfer. So a bigger school is going to try to pick him up. Now, it's illegal for him to talk to him, but come on. You know they're going to talk to him. They're going to catch him playing in some summer league at home. And, recruiting just gets harder by the day.
Shot no good by Savion Marshall Hamilton.
Yeah. Now, this is where Coach Poore wants his team to take the next step. You're up 16. When you get to the level team that you're going to win the conference, you keep playing and you get better during this 3 minutes. If you're going to be a third, fourth, fifth place finisher team, then you get sloppy here at the end. And let's see what State's going to do here.
Abrams' shot wouldn't go, but Pittman chases it down.
And Pittman's going to work the clock. They need to work the clock. D&E's in man-to-man. Okay, go get rid of it on the double team. Now go make the right play. Shot clock's down to 7. There's the right play.
Oh, my.
Yeah. Now, you can't get upset at that. They ran the clock down. Pittman went in for the dunk. I wouldn't call that goofing off. He tried to dunk on somebody. And
he was a little upset at himself there at first, but as Pittman normally does, he's got that smile back on his face. Here's a pass to Fleming, who will score it.
Yeah, no, that was too easy. Nice play by D&E. Here comes D&E in a 1-2-2 press. They're going to try to get a trap, a 10-second call. Calls a turnover.
Fleming has 14 in the game, and he gets a steal there, and he goes to roll high off the glass and in.
Here comes the timeout. Now Coach Poore is really upset. And, you may not be coaching this game. He may be coaching the next game. But just like I said a few minutes ago, if you want your team to get better and get that killer instinct, you finish this off. And now West Virginia State, they've given up 4 easy points.
83-71, State by 12 against D&E. But you come away impressed with D&E here this afternoon, and still a lot of time left.
Oh, there is. Here's the turnover. Oh, I am impressed by D&E and Roll, but look at Coach Poore right now. He's not happy in the huddle, and he shouldn't be.
But you talk about, when we talked about recruiting, okay, they have a young man from Jossie Powell. He's from Jacksonville. Rolls from Riviera Beach. We got a young man that didn't play today who's from Miami. Got another player from Jacksonville. Now, think about where Elkins is.
Well,
you better love snow, and you better love to ski.
Well, no, Coach Mondragon told him about the ocean that's right up there by Elkins, and it just dried up by the time they got there. That's a lot of Florida kids. There's some good lakes up by there. All right, let's see what West Virginia State does here. I mean, this is when you're trying to take that next step in going from a good team to a great team.
Well, I work with a weather guy. He's from Miami, and he loves seeing snow.
Yeah, I tell him come on up here for a while. He won't.
He's into it, I think.
Good
all right,
play.
The drive, but no good.
Okay, then that was still a winning play.
Walton.
got to get back on defense and play winning defense.
Here's Roll and reaching in there, and the foul is going to be called on number 10, Montrell Horsey, the youngster out of Kilgore Community College, Edgewood, Maryland.
And only the 16th foul, so D&E's still not in the bonus.
Now, some guys aspire to play in the NBA. Horsey aspires to be a videographer in the NBA one day for a team.
Wow.
We got some pretty good ones here at Video Productions, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah. We got the instant replay, the great monitor right in front of us, the stats. I mean, they just make our job so easy.
Savion Marshall Hamilton, the foul, his second. And that's got Walton at the line. So Walton went to Potomac State, and he was the sophomore athlete of the year there at the school located in Kaiser, Mineral County, and found his way to D&E.
Oh, having a great season so far, averaging 17 points a game, strong inside, one of the top rebounders in the conference, having a good, solid season.
It's a good basketball name there in Beckley, isn't it?
Yes.
So, yeah.
Yes, it is. Here comes D&E with that token pressure. See if State attacks it differently.
And those two free throws made it a 10-point game here. Pittman. Now here's Watkins, guarded over there by Jossie Powell, but back out to Pittman.
All right, there's 10, time to go. And he waited too long, the floor's separated.
Pittman puts up the shot, hits the back of the iron, won't go, but D&E could not get it.
Yeah, there's a winning play. Now, West Virginia State has not executed the last 3 minutes, have not played well, but when you miss and you make a winning play by getting an offensive rebound, you know, that negates some of that. Coach Ford can get back to practice tomorrow, work on late game situations, and they can become better at this.
So Montrell Horsey at the line, up with the free throw, and it's good. Yeah. He has 5 in the game.
And this is some of the art of coaching. When this one's over and you get in the dressing room, you're not real happy about your end-of-game execution, but you want your guys to enjoy winning. And it's such a fine line. You know, you probably say you're happy with the win, get everybody pumped up, and then the next day in practice talk about those late-game situations.
Roll drives and scores.
And then have somebody go out to the car and steal that cue. He's good. Man, Roll, I like him. I got a new favorite freshman in the Mountain East Conference.
17 in the game for Roll. We go under a minute to play here, and a foul as Jossie Powell will foul Glenn Abram. You know, I look up at the banners. I was a young broadcaster and had a chance to do West Virginia State basketball when Craig Karst was the coach here up at Fleming Hall, the old Fleming Hall. And, you know, I remember so much about that 87 team. They had the great Ron Jet Leggett and Ron Moore and just Wayne Casey.
James Washington.
And James came. Yeah, James was there right before that great team.
Oh, okay.
And I covered these guys. But you know, I think about all the teams the opposing teams, and I remember this sharpshooter from Bluefield State by the name of Boland.
Hey, they put us out my last game of my college career. And here we are broadcasting West Virginia State games, and I am enjoying watching them. But they put our team out that last game, and Casey was a freshman, and everybody in Charleston knows Casey. He talks a lot of trouble, but he was so good.
Yes, he was.
And he was a grown man as a freshman.
He was.
And then Ron Moore had a son that came to Mountain State and played for me. But West Virginia State was so good. Woo, they were good.
Yeah, Coach Carson, and he left and went to LSU.
Oh,
and he's and you know, I was at the Greenbrier Classic covering that, and they had Shaquille O'Neal there, and he was kind of being standoffish with everyone. I thought, I know how I can get him to talk. And I went in there and said, hey, you know Coach Craig Carson. How do you know him? And that was the guy. Craig Carson recruited Shaquille O'Neal, and boy.
Those West Virginia State teams were so good.
Yeah.
they were big time good.
Yeah, you think back on those days. Of course, that's the old league, the old West Virginia Conference, and boy, you think about State and UC and Tech, right there in the Valley, and I mean they just had some knockdown dragouts. And this Mountain East Conference with what Reed Amos has put together, this league's special.
Oh,
it's special.
And 5 or 6 of the 10 teams play this new brand of basketball that's up and down. It's very entertaining. And, I mean, those old days, West Virginia State, if these young guys just knew the tradition and knew how good, I mean, those teams could play right with Division I teams any day of the week. Well, University of Charleston, Keith Tyler scored 37, Skip Henderson had 46, and Charleston beat Marshall.
Yeah.
I mean, so.
Those teams coached by Tex Williams, our good friend.
What a guy. But I'll tell you what, this West Virginia State team is going in the right direction. They're learning. And that was great timeouts there. Now, Coach Ford wants them to finish. D&E sitting there thinking 10, let them miss a couple foul shots, and us hit a couple threes. We're back in it.
All right, 87-77. State with the basketball.
Boy, about threw that one away.
Roll was trying hard to get that foul on Montrell Horsey, and finally does. That's the second on Roll, and that will put Horsey at the line.
Yeah, Horsey comes in, gets some tough points around the basket. Always on the defensive boards, does some good things. Got to make foul shots late in games.
Yep. Horsey missing there.
I mean, 2 free throws is the same thing. 2 missed free throws is the same thing as a turnover. I was always results-oriented coach. It's the same thing. He tapped that one in off the top of the board.
All right, 88-77. D&E will have to hurry. Roll goes up and will draw the contact. So Roll will go to the line.
Yeah, Coach Mondragon getting down into Florida and getting a 5A Regional Player of the Year. That's big time. I mean, there's a lot of good schools down there. I'm trying to find a weakness. Maybe he'll shoot a real ugly foul shot here and brick it off the backboard or something. But that kid's played a phenomenal game. I hadn't even looked at his numbers.
18 right now.
Yeah, 18, 8 for 14 from the
19.
field. 10 assists and only 2 turnovers. No wonder we like him so much, Mark. Now,
all right, gliding into the front court is Watkins, and he'll be fouled.
Okay, let's see this. Let me see what the coach is doing on this. So D&E.
Got it down to single digits.
Well, but Fleming thought that they were calling it off and didn't foul, and Roll said, forget that. I'm fouling. I mean, I'm still fouling too. 32-9, that's 3 threes if you miss a few free throws. Now, Watkins ain't going to miss. I mean, I didn't give him the announcer's jinx.
I was thinking back, game at the Civic Center. Kevin Miller.
9 points in 7 seconds or something. Mark, we know all the same stories.
My goodness, that was something else.
Now, they may not want to foul now, but I would. You got to teach your team to keep playing until the end. Okay, right here, I go for a quick trap, a steal, and I try to trap and foul somebody other than Watkins because he can make them with his eyes closed.
We were talking about that game, UC and AB, and that game, brothers against each other. Kevin Miller's younger brother, Jeff Miller, was on that team, and you don't make a guy like Greg White cry. And Greg White was in tears after that was his team came back in dramatic fashion to win that one.
He still talks about it. I mean, that's unbelievable. I mean, what was
it's big if CNN's covering it.
I mean, it was a 9-point comeback, and how many seconds was it? 10?
And he got it to overtime, and then they won it in overtime.
Unbelievable.
And the one that got it to overtime was essentially a half-court shot.
Oh yeah, unbelievable. Now this is where you miss the crowd.
Yeah.
It's a 9-point game with 25 seconds. If it was a away game, the crowd would really be booing him right now. And those free throws are a lot easier with nobody in here.
Yeah.
Now, good. Look at West Virginia State. Coach Poore setting up a little trap, try to slow things down.
Watkins has 15 in the game, and I think now the Senators will back off. Abram down to Pittman.
Don't dunk it. That's a good right play by Pittman.
92-81 is going to be our final, and Daniel Mondragon got a good thing going there at D&E, and certainly Brian Poor, he's had a good thing going for a long time here at State, and his team gets the victory 5 in a row now for the Yellow Jackets. D&E falls to 2-4. State now 5-1. 92-81 your final. We'll come back and talk about it in just a moment. You're watching live streaming coverage of West Virginia State University men's basketball and the Mountain East Conference on Video Productions.
The Honda Pilot is great for family adventures. As well as the not-so-friendly ones. We made it tougher than it needed to be. Because you never know what you'll come up against. The Honda Pilot with available all-wheel drive. The ultimate modern family SUV.
With all that's going on, Mullen Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling wants to remind our neighbors we're here for you. We're taking extra precautions to protect you and our employees. Right now, we're offering 6-month no-interest financing to help you stay comfortable throughout this crisis. Our superior indoor air filtration options will keep viruses, bacteria, and allergens down, increasing indoor air quality, comfort, and safety. Call us today and see how we can help you. Mullen, we're comfortable when you are.
Did you know when you send or receive a text message, you take your eyes off the road for 5 seconds? At 55 miles per hour, that's like driving more than the length of a football field blindfolded. As a result, thousands of people die every year in crashes related to distracted driving. That's why we're cracking down on people who text or use their smartphones while driving. We would rather you cross the goal line alive. Law enforcement officers write tickets to save lives. Don't text and drive.
FCA has incredible impact on coaches, the teams, the players, and the community as well.
It's changed our lives. It's changed mine as a husband, as a father, and as a coach.
It does make an impact on our lives.
FCA has become a full circle in our lives.
People from all different kinds of backgrounds.
If all we're going to be is a coach that happens to be a Christian, I think it's more important to be a Christian that happens to be a coach.
92-81, the final score. West Virginia State over Davis and Elkins. Thoughts on this game, Bob Boland?
Well, it was an entertaining game. I thought D&E played really well the first half, stayed in there. West Virginia State kept their composure. Abram had another great game. Roll is the best freshman that I've got to see so far this year. And West Virginia State just used their athletic ability the second half, able to get to the basket, get some easy shots, and then they took control of the contest.
Yeah, Daniel Mondragon, second season there at D&E. Look back through the years of coaches they've had at D&E. Bruce Martin, who was a great player at Shady Spring, coached the program for a while. They once had a coach there by the name of Joe Super. He was the head coach there. And you know what he eventually did? He became a superintendent.
Superintendent
of schools.
Well, he's a glutton for punishment, coaching and superintendent.
I thought it was perfect, but hats off to D&E. Good performance here. But Brian Poor's team, they've got it going. Glenn Abram leads the way, 26 points. Trayon Watkins had 15. Stephon Sherrod had 12. Savion Marshall Hamilton had 12, and Anthony Pittman in double figures with 11. And Sam Roll the fourth, he had 19 to lead the way. Breland Walton, Marcus Fleming each with 18. You got Kyle Leslie with 13, and Gossi Powell there had 11. So some good balanced scoring for both teams.
Oh, there was. And, the West Virginia State's the better team right now, and they came away with the win. But I'll tell you what, D&E has some bright things to look forward to. They have a tremendous point guard, and everything starts just like in football. It starts with the quarterback. In basketball, it starts with that point guard, and they have a top-level Division II point guard in Roll.
All right. Good luck to you and Brady tomorrow there in the NFC championship game in Green Bay. Better bundle up. It's going to be cold up there.
I'll probably wear the coat watching it on TV.
All right, Bob, great being with you here this afternoon in State.
You too, Mark. Enjoyed it.
All right, our final score once again, West Virginia State 92 and Davison Elkins 81 for our great video productions crew. And Coach Bob Boland, this is Mark Martin saying so long from the Walker Convocation Center here on the campus of West Virginia State University and Institute. Today's Mountain East Conference live streaming telecast has been a presentation of Video Production Sports.